Two questions. The first might be a simple one, and that is, we are being told that this vaccine is going to require 2 doses. Yet this is being approved on something called a strain change, bypassing any normal new drug testing and safety and efficacy monitoring that would be required by the FDA. So we are removing the normal procedures for approving a new vaccine and doing it as a strain change, yet we're saying that it requires 2 doses, when we've never in the past required 2 doses. Can you tell me where that assertion that this may require 2 doses, which means 600 million doses instead of 300 million doses, where I haven't seen any scientific evidence or any documentation as to where that decision came from? Can you tell me where that came from?
Right now there are vaccine trials going on that are being run by the National Institutes of Health, and they are trying to ensure the safety of the vaccine, but part of the trials are also to determine how many doses may be needed to be effective. And so those trials are going on even as we speak. We should have more information about whether or not 2 doses will be necessary based upon what they're finding.
Okay, and secondly, regarding, you're presenting here that there are 2 different versions of the vaccine, one being alive and one being attenuated. According to the APIC documents from the July 29th conference that was referenced in the video, we don't currently have the ability to produce vaccine on the order of 300 million or 600 million doses using the current antigen. It would require the use of a novel adjuvant, a chemical, and there are 2 patent holders on these adjuvants, GlaxoSmithKline and Novartis. The U.S. government already has at least 268 million doses of this unapproved, never before used in the human population adjuvant in inventory, in addition to the 20,000 doses of H1N1 vaccine that are stockpiled. So my question to you is, why are we considering using a novel adjuvant like the 2 that are patented by Glaxo and Novartis in this vaccine, bypassing completely the FDA safety process for approving a new adjuvant? The FDA has not approved any new adjuvant vaccine technology in the last 15 years, I believe. Aluminum is the only approved adjuvant that's used in any vaccine technology at the moment. So why are we putting the health and safety of the entire population at risk by using these adjuvants? Because by your own numbers and figures, it's impossible to mass vaccinate, as you're speaking about doing here, without the use of one of these adjuvant chemicals.
Currently, the vaccine that is in development for distribution starting in October does not include the use of adjuvant. However, there is a plan for moving forward with an emergency use authorization plan that, if necessary in the future to create more vaccine, would be including adjuvant. But that is not part of the distribution of the vaccine that is moving forward for October. So that is a contingency plan. If it is necessary to use adjuvant, then we will have to work with the FDA through their normal processes to get permission to do that as part of emergency use authorization. There are a number of safety steps along the way, permission slips, notification of the public, if we were to go to that route, so that people would be aware of the risk and that this was an emergency use of that kind of vaccine.
Okay, so the answer is that there is an adjuvant in there right now. So let me get some other questions and I'll come back to you.
That's not a fair answer.
Before you move off that topic, they've already approved clinical trials in children as young as 6 years old.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
Using
Hold on.
They've already approved the clinical trials to begin using the vaccines with adjuvant in clinical trials of children ages 6 months and older. So the statement that adjuvant use in vaccine is something down the road that we may do later is a falsehood. Right now, we have approved clinical trials using adjuvants, unapproved, non-FDA approved adjuvants, patented novel adjuvants by Glaxo and Novartis. We have approved the clinical trials to begin injecting these chemicals into children.
And this is part of the trials which are part of the emergency use authorization program.